You've heard the big names in AI, right? ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. They're amazing, no doubt. But they're all locked away in these walled gardens. So what if a new challenger showed up? One that could match their power, but was totally open for anyone to use, to tweak, and to really understand? Well, that's the whole idea behind Hermes 4, and it just might change the entire game. See, this isn't just about a single new AI model. This is about two completely different philosophies clashing over the future of artificial intelligence. On one side, you've got the closed, black box approach controlled by a handful of massive corporations. And on the other, you've got the open source movement, which is all about transparency, community, and sharing the blueprint. This is the real battle for what AI is going to become. For the longest time, the AI world has been completely dominated by these walled gardens. All the most powerful models are kept under lock and key by the companies that made them. Sure, you can pay to use them through a service, but you can't look inside. You can't really change them, and you can't truly build on top of them in a meaningful way. But that whole setup is now being seriously challenged. A really powerful alternative has just stepped into the ring, and it's offering that top-tier, world-class performance, but without any of the walls. Its name is Hermes 4. So who's behind this thing? Well, Hermes 4 comes from a group called Nous Research, and these folks are known for really pushing the limits of open source AI. They started with a super strong foundation, Meta's Llama 3.1 architecture, but then they added their own secret sauce to kick its performance up to a whole new level. Okay, this all sounds really good, but let's be real. It brings up the big question. Can an open model actually compete with the giants? Just how powerful is this thing really? Well, Hermes 4 isn't just one model. It's more like a whole family. You've got the 14 billion parameter version, which is lightweight, fast, and way easier to run if you don't have a supercomputer. Then there's the 70 billion parameter model that kind of fits that perfect sweet spot between power and speed. And then you've got the flagship, a monster 405 billion parameter model designed for absolute peak performance. And the best part? Every single one of them is open weights. You can literally download them and run them yourself. But its power isn't just about being big. Hermes 4 has some really unique tricks up its sleeve that give it a serious advantage. And that's what we're going to dig into right now. One of its absolute killer features is something they're calling hybrid reasoning. So the model can actually decide on its own whether you just need a quick, direct answer, or if it should show its work and walk you through its entire thought process step by step. It's kind of like having a math tutor who knows when to just give you the answer and when to explain the whole problem. Now, a huge part of that reasoning power comes from this system called DataForge. Think of it like a custom-built factory that creates millions and millions of high-quality training examples, all designed with one single purpose: to teach the model how to think logically. And the scale we're talking about here is just wild. DataForge created 19 billion tokens of this custom data just for training Hermes 4. That huge focused data set is one of the biggest reasons it performs so incredibly well. So on paper, this all sounds pretty amazing, but how does it hold up in the real world? Can all this cool tech actually help it go toe-to-toe with the closed source giants? Honestly, the numbers just speak for themselves. On this super tough math benchmark, Hermes 4 scores an insane 96.3%. That doesn't just compete with the leading closed models. In some cases, it flat out beats them. This is the proof. This shows that open source AI can now play at the absolute highest level. So yeah, the scores are impressive, but why is a model like this such a huge deal for all of us? This is where we go from the tech specs to what this actually means for everyone. Because when a model is open, it just flips the whole script. It means researchers, small startups, even just curious hobbyists can look under the hood. They can experiment, they can innovate, you can fine-tune it for a very specific job, build completely new things on top of it, and actually understand how it ticks. It's about democratizing access to this incredible technology. Another really important difference is how it approaches being helpful and harmless. Most commercial AIs are trained to be super, super cautious. They have these heavy guardrails that can sometimes get in the way. Hermes 4 takes a more neutral path, giving the user more freedom and control. Now, of course, this kicks off a big debate about safety versus openness, but it proves there's more than one way to think about building responsible AI. And all of this, it brings us to this really fundamental question about where AI is headed. The arrival of models like Hermes 4 feels like it could be a real turning point for how this technology develops. You know, There's a really powerful comparison to be made here. Think about it. Open source software completely revolutionized the tech industry, and it led to decades of innovation. A lot of people believe that the exact same thing is about to happen with artificial intelligence, and Hermes 4 could be a huge part of that story. So this is really what it all boils down to. What kind of future do we want for AI? Is it going to be a world dominated by a few giant, closed-off corporate models? Or is it going to be a future where open projects, like Hermes 4, empower everyone to build, to create, and to understand? That's the choice we're facing, and the answer is being written right now.